Hey there. Hi, y'all. Hi.
We will not do this entire time.
Yeah, this is how we're kicking this off. It's good to see y'all. It's so good to fucking be here with y'all tonight. I've got like some slumber party like giddy energy. There's just a real a real vibe that we're bringing to you guys already tonight. So I hope that you get comfy. I hope you're cozy. I hope you got your tea, your snacks, your whatever you need. Get
whatever
together.
libations you may need. Do what you got to do.
You deserve it. Treat yourself. But my name is Aetherius Bordeaux, and I am so happy to be here. I am a main cast member here at Roll-D5, and the co-host alongside. I was gonna try to gesture, but I don't know where you are in relation to I am on this.
I don't know where you are either, babe.
To this guy right here.
Hi, everybody. I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all the internets, and I am so excited to be here to bully my two friends here today, and it's going to be so fun.
I am looking forward to using this in evidence in a future court case. Okay, but we also have one more person here with us, and who that? Who's this other guy?
I don't know. You? Hello?
Huh?
You.
Oh, me. Hi. My name is Aundawyn, and I'm a founder of Maestro channel.
Hell yeah. So no, I am so excited to be here for Roll-D Talks. This is just so huge. I've been like waiting for this. This has been in the works for a very long time. And so to be here at the finish line with Queon and with On is a moment worth taking in. We love to be bringing this to you. So I want to just kind of do some base laying, kind of foundational shared understanding about Roll-D5. Roll-D5 is a twice Crit Award nominated Indie TTRPG channel. So it's really about lifting up and focusing on smaller creators, smaller systems. There are certain systems that are so ubiquitous in this space that they take up a lot of oxygen, and this is really Roll-D5 is kind of incomparable in terms of being able to see different systems played. To like, if you're interested in a system, to see it played here is a great opportunity to check it out before if you want to buy it. But that the core values are the ones that we hope that the whole community at large holds, which is inclusion. We want to make sure that we are being respectful at all times. We, in the games that we play, use safety tools. We're always having conversations to make sure that we are having our guests and our on-screen cast members as comfy as possible at all times. And yeah, it's an honor to be here. I genuinely do love these two folks on the screen. I again can't point. So these two, and so yeah, I'm really excited tonight. So I'm going to kick it on over to Queon, because Queon, yes,
I'm not. No, I'm not starting the bullying. Before we
Queon is an exhausted teacher tonight. Queon is your like burned out English teacher rolling in the VHS.
I have had
on the TV.
A rough 72 hours. Y'all are lucky I'm here with a smile on my face and bells on my heels.
Literally, anyway. I'm like, I'll take it. You know what?
Yeah.
You're right. When you write, you're right.
But welcome to our inaugural, relaunch?
Yeah.
I don't know. Of Roll-D Talks, where to me this means so much just because I am a professional yapper. Aetherius is also a professional yapper. Nate, no shots were fired, none whatsoever. Don't you worry about it, babe. But this is where we get to sit back, talk about all of the TTRPGs that we love so much, especially all the indie ones that we all get to play. And today we do get to talk to Aundawyn. And we're basically going to be asking them specifically about a lot of things about Roll-D Talks, and them specifically in regards to like their TTRPG journey and like how this whole thing came about. Listen, they have me in the walls. I have been trying to get out for 32 days. It's not helping.
Right. Yeah. They only feed you if you do a show per month, and That's why I haven't eaten in so long. But I'm very excited for the gruel that I'll get for tonight. I'm like, the
Listen,
gruel is going to be
I've
lit.
got a
so.
roast going. It's gonna be a full meal.
I got a
Squirrel.
Squirtle out of it, so
Let's
it works out. It's great.
go. What the actual shit? Okay, hold on. Not to like. Okay, hold on.
See?
Immediately. Literally, what? We're like, is there a company meeting that like gave out plushies, or are these just like, what's going on?
You missed the meeting. I'm so sorry. Yours.
Why am I
mine got
living
lost in
this
the mail.
plushie-less existence? Like,
Maybe
We'll
you
fix
should
it
be
at
on
PAX.
more than one show a month.
Ooh. Now that was a shot that was fired. Well,
let
And
me
I
just
think-
pick up my wig.
I think that's a great time to start off and kick off some things. Aetherius, take it away, babe.
All right, sounds
After
good.
you find your wig.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna remain wigless, and Aundawyn, you're just gonna have to reconcile with that. You're gonna have to deal with
Okay.
your responsibility in that. So a part of the show is going to be bringing on different folks from around the community. That mean
A part of the show is going to be about bringing on. Well, we lost a human.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm so sorry about that. We'll see what the heck is going on with them. But I'm pretty sure where they were gonna go is that a part of the show is about we got him back. I ain't got.
I'm just like the things I've seen. We just need to continue. I can't unpack that right now. I'm just like,
What did you just
looked
see?
into the, I saw Cthulhu, I think, or something. I'm like, let's just keep.
It's because
rolling. I don't
Justin
have
is
to,
here.
you know.
It's Justin's fault.
Is Justin here? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
shout out! Hey there, hey there. I love this. Is like such a structured like intro, guys. I'm
I
feeling
find
like
that it's flawless.
we just
so-
like
Hey,
mm.
listen.
Rails. We don't know them. Hinges. Never seen them. Okay. So I do know where I would like to start in particular, and this is selfishly kind of like through a little bit of the lens that I feel like you and I share to some extent on about like the actual play experience really being about like storytelling and in particular like building those out. And so I want to know, what are your favorite types of stories that you've had the opportunity to tell at tables? What stories have brought you the most satisfaction?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so I have such a one-shot mentality that sometimes it can be harder to tell like longer form stories. So in regards to like one-shots, the stories that at its core is something that makes somebody happy, to me is the best, especially because in this current day and age sometimes that happiness can be hard to find, and so that's why we need to tell stories that incorporate the things that we need / want to feel. So anything that we tell that somebody ends up smiling over something, perfection. That's what I want to be there for. And
I love
help.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. Because
Kian, I want to get your answer to that as well.
Oh, we don't have to do that.
That's right, motherfucker.
We don't have
Guerrilla
to do
warfare.
You have to
It's
know
pop out of the
those too.
bushes.
that.
Hell yeah. Interview jump scare, motherfucker. Let's go.
Is this chaos I don't care. Whatever. I can't even talk right now. Jesus.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Can you repeat?
Chat
the
knows what I'm
question for
talking
me?
about.
The chat is a menace as well. Can you repeat the question, my dear friend?
So when it comes to like telling stories at the through the actual play, like as a medium, when you like look at the stories you had the opportunities to tell, what have been the ones that have brought you like the most satisfaction? I don't want to necessarily use the verbiage what are your favorite, but just I guess maybe what are the most meaningful, memorable. Frame it however you want, whatever works best for you.
Ooh. Okay. This is gonna be hard because I've had the pleasure of telling some pretty good stories, but I think the through line for all of them is just the fact that there's been so many times where, as a storyteller, the day is hard. It's a rough day, and it's like everybody has gone through like so much shit. But and sitting down at the beginning, and you could see how everybody is drawn out and beaten and like just a little tired, but just being sitting together and like actually talking things through and actually getting to enjoy the story that we're telling, you can see them brighten up and you can see somebody's entire day shift. That's one of the best things for me, is because it's like stories are a living art form. They always change, but they can always help people, and that is my favorite thing about them. Because what other way can you actually reach out and help a friend when they're not physically in front of them? You talk to them. So this is a way for us to be there and actually help our friends. Even if they don't want to open up and talk about it, they can at least sometimes vicariously live through their characters and get some of the aggressions out, and also get some of the care and love that they need. So a lot of this is like, yes, we do this for fun, but for some people this is their therapy. And that's okay.
Look, it's cheaper than actual therapy and cheaper than tattoos. So
right, and there's like cyberpunk shit and dragons and like whatever you like tickles your pickle.
And
like,
depending on where you are, you can punch a Nazi. It's
great.
It's
oh my
great.
god, I did
a
like thing for
game,
Vampire Day where I played Eat the Right. Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Sorry, ADHD like egg timer.
It's a Friday. We're up.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna answer the question that I asked,
answer it now.
For myself. To me, I have like really come to appreciate longer form actual plays and storytelling. I really love and try to ground the characters that I play in some sense of like just reality. And I know that sounds very trite, right? But I like try to find like the truth in the character. Like right now I'm playing in an X-Men actual play, and I'm playing a character who's actually like in the Marvel universe named David A. Lee, and I'm playing this. Yeah, I'm playing it in Prodigy, and I'm playing him in the aftermath of like watching several of his friends die in like a terrorist attack. And this.
So here's the thing. I think what is happening to Aetherius is this. Yeah, this is the same thing that happened to me. Oh, they're dying.
Hold on, let me give it.
This is the same thing that happened to me on Monday.
Oh,
you're good now.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're back now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I honestly just want to call out the racism and homophobia of these tech gremlins, and I think that we should. Wow, I'm going to be strong and rise up and move past that. We rise, and we move forward. But no, I was saying that like, anyways, the other stories that I love to get to tell outside of just telling ones that are longer that get to arc are the ones where I really get to explore the emotional depth of characters. There's something about this storytelling medium in particular that I love, because unlike anything else, especially like the improvisational nature of this, for me, one thing I do with most characters, and Queon, I've had the honor of sitting at a table with you and telling a story with you, and you as well on. But I always try to not just explain with words and verbalize what a character is doing, but I really try to frame that up like psychologically. Like that's a big piece of it to me, is like showing the internal part of like what the character is not just saying and doing, but what they're thinking. Because it's really fun to role play things where you're like allowing the audience to see that the character is thinking something that is like paradox. People have different like opinions on that, but to me, like as a storyteller, it's so exciting to be able to walk an audience through and to do more than just like to describe and illustrate someone's like emotional state, and to really like put out there that this is how the events are affected. Like, love it. So emotionally resonant stories are stories where we get to like, just dig deep.
So
Shout out to the game that Queon and I played had like there's like a lot of emotional stuff in that.
what game
That
are we
was
talking about?
like,
Are you talking about the one that I DM'd?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
saying that like keep up.
I'm
Okay.
trying, okay. Listen here, talk about some keep up.
Here,
I'm saying we
I will
like shared a
turn this car around.
table. Look, I will flip every table in a 5-mile radius, and I have like the time and the wherewithal to do that right now. So
in chat, I rolled a con save for you, Queon, and it was a 10. So
I'll take it. So that's okay, sure. It's just root beer.
without the root.
No, it's root beer. See?
I've been so bad at looking at the chat here, y'all.
So we have something from the chat.
Is that quickly. My beloved Aaron, my laundry? I'm sorry. You always get a vocal call out, babe. I love you. You're an icon. That's my home girl. I call it out. Like when you see a real one, you've got to let them know it. And that is my dog right there. I love you, Aaron. Love you forever, love. Big.
Oh.
Get loved bomb on. Get absolutely love bombed on.
Before we get too deep in things, one of the things that I want to ask you on is very specifically, and because I don't know if everyone knows the story of how this entire situation came in. How did Road Detox start?
Detox
well, not even Road Detox, Road D5. I'm sorry.
My cat just jumped up on my PC and I almost fell over.
I can undo that.
Yeah.
And this isn't Gen Z. I've been doing this since Janet did it in like 2003.
You don't want to see me attempt to do it.
Let them know.
But
yes.
In regards to our origin story.
Yes.
Our villain's arc. No, I'm just kidding. So it was originally so me and Mika and a couple others were doing a podcast for a long time. And by a long time, I mean like a year and a half. And
that is a long time in podcast years.
It's true. And it was my first time in anything
series
too. That was like my first ever running a story was through the podcast, and we played the first system I GM'd was Mouse Guard and then Arium after that. And we kind of started getting to the end of like season 2 or something like that, and I messaged everybody and I was like, I'd mentioned like a few times where I was like, I kind of miss like the live stream aspect of like having that engagement, having like the live stuff, the channel redemptions, all of this fun stuff. And then eventually I was like, at the like very end of that season, I was like, hey guys, what do you think about leaving this podcast and starting our own thing and doing it live? And everyone was like, hell yeah. And that's when we started to come up with the name. We thought it'd be cool to do something related to dice, and so I was like, well, if we do role play ROLE instead of like ROLL for dice. Everyone's like, yeah, sick. And then Lindsay, one of the other people who was one of our original, was like, what about D5? Because there were 5 of us. Me, Mika, Stephanie, Lindsay, and Matt were the original 5 members. And we did, like, the next day, I just set everything up all, like, within a day. I was so excited. And that's kind of where it all started of like, hey, we miss being live with everyone. Am I quiet? Here, I'll turn myself up. That might make it easier. So let me know if that helps the volume. If not, I'll hold up my microphone that is sitting in dice and I'll hold it close to my face.
Could I build on this question on? I'm wondering, where did the emphasis and the intentionality of focusing on indie TTRPGs come into place? When was it decided that you would not just be like a TTRPG channel, but one that focused on these specific voices?
Well, if some of you might recall,
Right.
in recent years, the OGL license crap that went down with Wizards of the Coast and D&D, we had already kind of started to dabble in indie TTRPGs at that point, mainly because me and Mika were like, we've backed so many things on Kickstarter, we need to actually play them. And you'll come to find out through like my stories, Mika is the idea man. I make it happen. That's kind of, especially in like the beginning, that's really kind of how it went, because the other three ended up going off and kind of doing their own things. But that's when we kind of sat down. Mika was like, hey, I think now is a really good opportunity for us to finalize only doing indie TTRPGs. Like, we can step almost fully away from 5e, and that's where like our original tagline came from, was there's more than 5e out there, let us show you. And so because of all of that, that was when we finally just was like announcing it to the world, saying, hey, we're done with how this is like treating everybody, so now we're only going to do indie games, and we're going to just show everybody what cool systems are out there.
Okay, all right. This is something that I've always kind of wanted to know, and it's like I have my own definition of it, but how do you categorize something as an indie TTRPG?
If it is done by somebody that's not like a big company, it's kind of interesting, because would we consider Daggerheart indie because of Darrington Press? I do not consider that level as indie, because they are connected by some really huge, massive like companies. So anything that is done by a small group of people really is what I personally would classify as indie, because that's them putting their work out there and being like, hey, I am this one person, or I am this very small group, and we made this game.
Got it. So I know that there are a lot of people who create like supplements or anything for like D&D or anything like that. If they're the sole creator of it, or if it's a very small team who is putting in the effort behind it, would we consider that an indie project? Okay,
yes, and which we actually have done a very, very small handful of times, like maybe 3 times-ish, that we have done that, because it is done by a small group of people. We're like, you know what? I would consider this. Let's do it.
Nice.
Oh, I got a spicy one for you.
Oh God.
Okay, my milk.
This is you'll love it. This is like, prepare yourself to like. I think this is a really good one. So, I think we've talked about like the importance of storytelling, and like how stories shape us. And one thing that I know to be true about you is you have a deep, abiding love for the work of Tolkien, in particular.
Correct.
And I want to know, and I'm like, if people know, they know that you have more than like a passing kind of interest in this, down to your name. But what I would like you to discuss is what role has that series played in your life and as your development as a creator?
That's a really good question. So let's start with kind of like the origins of my name. For those that are both familiar and unfamiliar, Aundawyn is very, very familiar because it's based off of the river Aundawyn from The Lord of the Rings. It's significant in a lot of ways, but if you watch especially like the movie, like that's where they send Boromir's body. That's where they were down on that river for so long. That's the river Aundawyn. And I remember when I first moved out on my own, I was like, I can actually play video games now. And I was like, well, now that I can, I need a gamer tag. And I remember walking around where I was living, looking at different objects and other things to see if they would inspire me, because that's also what I do with character names and places, is inspired by the things literally around me. And in my room, I had a poster of the entire map of Middle Earth, and I sat there looking at every single name on the map, and I came across like the River Aundawyn, and then a couple of different like additional like spellings of it, because I was like, oh, I don't want to copyright, and that's when I came up with Aundawyn, and that became my gamer tag for a long time. And then I started when I first started doing live streams, I did not want my government name associated with me and my online presence, just for safety. And so I went by Erica Aundawyn for a long time. And then I realized, you know what? I don't fully identify with my given first name, Erica. I still don't. I feel weird even saying it. And so I was like, you know what?
This is primo Aundawyn lore we're getting. I just want to say that this is
Wait,
like...
have you not gotten this Aundawyn lore?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know it through like our conversations a lot of this stuff. But I'm saying
I did not know like, it was Lord of the Rings inspired though.
And so when I fully moved to Aundawyn, the way that I announced it too was actually through an Instagram post, because I'm friends with Wizard Way Chris, who does a lot of like Elvish translations and all of this really cool shit. And so I got a hold of them and I said, hey, can you translate my name into Elvish? And it's kind of a difficult name to translate because WYN, like some of this like typical spelling, it doesn't fully fit within Tolkien's like, even in Tengwar and, you know, all of the other like forms of Elvish, it doesn't fully fit. So they did what they could and put it into Tengwar Elvish and translated it for me, and I got it tattooed. A mirror.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So I got my name tattooed on my arm, and that's how it's one of my pinned posts on my Instagram is like the showing of the tattoo saying, hey, I've decided to go by Aundawyn now. And so it's basically become literally part of my personality. Like right behind me is a Utah inspired map of like Lord of the Rings and like all sorts of stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. He does them for all the states and different countries too, but it's become like literally part of who I am. It inspires the way that I describe things in stories, because sometimes a lot of people have issue with Tolkien, and you know, they always say like it took us 6 chapters to get out to like start the story. He was talking about trees for like 6 paragraphs, and I'm like, that's the part I love the most. So I love like the descriptions, because that's what envelops me into a world, especially in TTRPGs. Give me the words, describe the things, and then I'll be immersed.
Chat, if I come up missing, it is Aundawyn who did it, because I have not seen nor read a single thing of Lord of the Rings. Not a one.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
I've only seen the movies, but in my like understanding of it is very centered around the films. But Aundawyn, if you do want to beat up Queon, we can take this to the parking lot. We can talk about this off screen.
I think we're gonna need to. Yes. I think I'm gonna just have to wrap you in a blanket, a heavy weighted blanket, sit you on the couch, and we're gonna watch Lord of the Rings together.
Damn it! I think I've been bamboozled, because I'm okay with the heavy weighted blanket. You know how to get me on.
I do.
Yeah, he's gonna like crawl into the van himself now. Like we don't need to call the people to get.
And it's funny too, because my biggest, so people especially like in regards to the movies and the books, sometimes they have more of a knowledge on one or the other. Sometimes people are really fantastic and have really good knowledge on both. I'm kind of both, but for me, the movies was like my introduction to like everything, and I know so much about the movies and the process and the everything. I know a lot about the books, but mostly the movies.
I want to take just you know I'm Midwesterners. I'm like, oh no, you go. There you go.
Hypothetically, if somebody were to rank the movies and that person's name was Aundawyn, where would you rank the movies?
I would actually
That was a
rank
good
them in order.
hypothetical, Queon.
Fellowship is actually my favorite.
Really?
I love the entire like introduction of everybody and the
Yes.
whole
The
bringing everyone
music.
together. The music when they get into Rivendell and they show everybody coming up with Legolas and his beautiful hair, Gimli, and just like everybody coming together. And I'm like, just like, I think it's also slightly nostalgic too because when you watch the movies so much, especially the DVDs, you know when you need to flip the DVD over for the second part.
Why was it so long?
Because it's so good.
It's like
there's so much.
Epic. And I feel like they're still truncated too, even at whatever, like, however many fucking plus hours that it's at.
Yeah.
I do have a, because I'm interested, and this is also our introductory episode. Thanks again for being here, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
I am curious, Queon, what is the series that you have that's most analogous to what on just not, even if it's not like a 1-for-1 or like the piece of fiction or fictional universe where you just like it hits, you have like a crazy amount of knowledge, like what's your brand of strawberry jam?
My brand of strawberry jam. Okay, so I was actually thinking about this, being prepared for if somebody like you, because I knew it would be you to ask me this question. I honestly, there's one specifically, but it shall not be named here. Just because it
What the fuck does that mean? What?
P's and Q's,
Chat,
babe.
demand.
Think critically here. It involves a very specific British author, okay? There we go.
Okay, got it.
But those were very formative for me, like just because it's like there was a lot of, for the first times reading it, I was like, oh, this is very interesting, and I could like see myself in it. However, I read a shit ton of books as a kid, right? But I think because I'm thinking like Aragon, like it had a hold on me. It's set in deep. That was good. There was also like I think it was like the Daughters of Artemis or something like that. Like
Artemis Fowl?
Somebody in chat just stood up off their couch when
Like,
you said that. Like that hit for somebody somewhere.
Like,
Or
hold
somebody
on.
watching the VOD of this is going to be like internally or externally true. You can just hear the furious Googling, I want to say. You just
The
hear,
typing.
Just like, yeah, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I can't remember exactly, but I don't know. There was a lot of things where it's like I spent so much time like in those, but my thing, and I think this is where like my storytelling comes into it. I did a lot more show watching. So like hardcore Charmed to this day. Charmed to this day is up top for me. Charmed, One Tree Hill, Smallville. I can go back and watch those like nobody's business.
Did you get Super Who Locked?
I don't want to be in
Wait, did I get what?
Super Who Locked?
Sorry.
Who Locked? No.
The
I did not.
Tumblr generation.
I
Look,
never
I didn't even
touched
have
Dr. Who.
Tumblr.
I never touched it.
I never
I thought
did
it
either.
was. I like.
But I was into
I'm gonna be
Doctor
so
Who
honest.
And
I've seen Doctor Who, but I thought it was for old people because it was on PBS at night. It was on PBS at night.
That's
It came
so
on like
crazy.
around the same time.
Get him!
Like,
Doctor
the same
Who
time.
fans, rise up and throw your tomatoes at Queon. Now the moment is nigh.
the 11th Doctor.
Please.
What is this? I'm just saying. I don't know. It just never curled over for me. I have an unreasonable amount of knowledge on Pokemon. I have an unreasonable amount of knowledge on all of that. But I think all of those things, yes, I love them. But if we're looking at a specific book, I think there was one book where it actively changed my entire outlook and ideology on the world. And it's very hard for me to like just a single standalone book. Hello, my loves. We have a
Tipsy
raid.
Tiger. Hi. Well,
Hello,
hey, y'all.
Bob.
Come on in. Come get
on
comfy, y'all.
Mhm,
Now,
yeah.
y'all get cozy. We got
We got hot apple cider over
snacks.
here.
Come
But
on
yeah,
in.
so I
So good to
think
see you.
the book for me that like changed everything about me and the way that I like tell stories. It's called Misfit by John Scoveron. I really hope he has not done anything wild because I love this book so much. I really hope
Do
he
you
has
want to
not done
like
anything.
preemptively denounce him just in case,
Listen,
theoretically? Here
it's one of those things of like
on
it's
record.
it's so ingrained in me. I don't even know if I can denounce it. Like because there are so many things about it where it's like it just made me question what what divinity looks like. It makes me question what a pantheon looks like, because the way the story is written, it's from the viewpoint of basically a demigod, and well, not even a demigod, like a demi-demon, I guess you could say. But her mother was Astarte, which is a demon in this very specific thing. But in every different iteration, the gods are basically changed based off of what people believe them to be. So because the world was so heavy in Christianity, everything that was not Christian was shown as a demon. But before that, Astarte was Aphrodite, Astarte was Venus, and it just did so much for my brain. It really just like unlocked a whole like hidden trove in me, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to be here for the rest of my days. And there's so much duality in it, where it's like not all things that you think are evil, and not all things that you think are good are good. And it like, if you've ever sat at my table or played in a game with me, I will always toe the line of that, just because like there's no such thing as like a completely terrible person, because even like terrible people, they have people that love them, which we may not see that side of them, but it's the freaking truth. So it's like, and that's the part where I was like, this did something to me. And it's like, even whenever I'm like creating my villains or anything like that, a villain is going to have a very good reason for what they're doing. You may not be able to talk, you can talk to them, you may not be able to talk them out of what they're doing, because they believe so hard in what they're doing. They believe in everything that is going on. So there's a certain point where it's like, I don't think that I would be the storyteller I am today without this book. Like, it had that big of an impact on me.
Yeah.
Like, I've bought this book 5 different times because I've lost it or gifted it away to people. It means that much to me.
That's amazing. This is like, if you're just joining us, the question that Queon was just discussing and that Aundawyn just answered as well was, what works of fiction and different universes have had like the most impact on your storytelling ability and kind of like stick out to you the most? To answer the question myself, I think it is a lot of the writing of Stephen King in particular. I think informs I think it informs the, like, because I really do like enjoy like horror stories, but even outside of that, the way that King creates and maintains and breathes life into characters, because we see them not as just like, and this is him at his best, right? Like, yeah, everybody has hits and misses. We like see them not as these kind of like, you know, the caricatures, or, well, I mean, sometimes, but like they're not just these things that are just part of a plot that is moving forward. King humanizes to some extent everybody, right? Like, he puts you in the perspective of even despicable people, like, and that inhabitation of a character, that deep level of really like committing and kind of digging both claws into like the emotional core of this person, and trying to make them feel painfully real, right? Because I feel like that's the good mark of a good story, is when you're invested in the characters, and then peril or danger or anything is introduced, it is so much more narratively effective if we have like a relationship with, or an understanding, or even if the character is fucking up, being able to empathize with something in them, right? And to me, I definitely think that writing, and then in addition to that, King's approach to twists. I really like, having some stuff in the bag is always good for me. But I think in terms of like fictional universes, I think Dragon Age is the fictional universe of Thetis.
I just did my second playthrough of Inquisition. Guess how many
Like,
hours that took?
How many we talking?
I wish we had.
Have you 100% of the game yet? Just had to ask. I had to ask.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Over 200.
I have not played Veilguard. Ooh, that girl. That's like a
that's
good.
just the one playthrough.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
Right.
You haven't played Veilguard yet?
Look, I have not. I refuse Veilguard.
I don't refuse to play it, but I haven't played it. But like, you guys understand it. Then to me, the like political element of the storytelling in Dragon Age is so potent, and they are able to explore themes that I feel like are so much more resonant than sometimes can be explored in other more generic kind of like fantasy settings. Not you can do anything in a fantasy set, but like it really sets up like the idea of marginalized identity, the ideal of like an increasingly like radicalized like and growing church of state, right? The idea of the government and big religion and all of these like different cultural and it's so fascinating culturally. I think it's one of the most realized fictional universes, and that has always just made me feel good. And then I think like the big one that I think really affects me,
well, actually, before you get away from Dragon Age,
oh, you want to know why?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the questions. But before that, screw your zodiac sign. Who did you romance in Inquisition?
Jevrin. Oh, in
or I guess which one's your favorite romance? Because Dorian, hands down.
I cannot say that.
I did romance Dorian.
I cannot say my favorite one with Justin in the chat because I don't want to deal with that later. So
what?
Listen, we're playing in a game on Sunday, and I don't need them.
It's Iron Bull, isn't it?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh, we all need to see Queon's internet history.
So you got the scene with Cohen coming into the bedroom, and he's like, "What did I just walk into?"
Interesting.
So this is what this is. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Look, hey, we don't kink shame, we kink promote.
Hey,
we kink cheer.
But to
we're your
answer
kink
the
hype
first
man.
question,
Do it.
This is where Queon is. I don't want to be like this. However, why
are you like this?
I don't know. It's
why are
the
you
way
the
I
way
am.
that you are?
Blame my grandmother.
Oh.
Blame her. Because I am a person who really cares about aesthetics.
You didn't like the Disney-fied.
I did not like the art style. And the big thing about it, if you put Veilguard next to Sims 4 and play Spot the Difference, you'll lose.
For me, it's putting it side by side with Disney Dreamlight Valley. Like,
I love Disney Dreamlight
I also love Disney Dreamlight Valley. Like, I fully
Yes.
understand the issue with especially the graphics and kind of like the yassifiedness of it. Because I struggled with it at first too.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually took until like I'm doing my second playthrough now where I was like maybe I am okay with this. But like the story itself is spectacular. The story is so dark.
I would give it a try. If somebody threw you a code right now, Queon, you would play. I feel like you're playing it. Like if you just like woke up with one under your pillow.
Yeah, because I'm not an asshole. Like because somebody somehow, some way got this to me. So of course I'm gonna listen to it. Listen and play through it. It's gonna be fine. But doing this reminded me of the video game that I think also added a lot to like my storytelling and shit. Because I hated the last one they just put out because of the art style as well, and that's Fire Emblem. Because Fire Emblem,
I didn't play
I'm
Fire
playing
Emblem.
Fire Emblem
Mr.
right
On
fucking
plays.
now.
Fire Emblem
I love
Engage
it, love it, love it, love it, love
is
it.
very Kitty Colgate and very cutesy. They changed the art style just enough to be annoying, but the world building and the story
You're
progression
just
and
letting it out tonight. I'm here for it. Like,
what?
please, no,
So-
no, I'm here for. I just
I
what
love
I
the
gotta
hot
be saying.
takes. I really do.
Like,
I don't even think these are hot takes.
no, but continue. I'm mad I interrupted. Go.
It's also like the way I look at it is like, if this is what the if this is what the like the community is saying, this is how people get better, this is how people learn, and this is how people like adapt. And there's been a lot of talks about that people did not like the art style that they went with Fire Emblem Engage, and the new one that just came out looks like they heard and were like, hey, we're gonna fix this because y'all said y'all hated that shit we did last time.
Love when they listen.
So sorry.
Ugly Sonic, boom, in the garbage.
Exactly.
Okay,
No.
conspiracy time.
Go ahead.
They did that on purpose.
Same. I
They
think
did
so
that
too.
on purpose to generate
what?
hype around it. That was never going to be the actual
hell yeah.
design.
Absolutely. That does not make no.
There's no way.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. The like. No. Okay, sorry. I'm just like egg timer, ding. I am realizing what I was gonna say is that like I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer is so incredibly like integral to how I navigate player-to-player interactions, particularly when the point is or when the dynamic is that found family, right? Of coming, which to some extent most parties or most coteries or whatever you want to call are by definition, by necessity of like the structure in the story, you have to put these people together. And I definitely think Buffy did a really good job of portraying a like believable friend group, right? And like exploring social dynamics, just so good. And the world building, baby, iconic. It's just so good. Buffy was really good at telling like really effective stories, and so I think that has always definitely affected me. And then fucking Fallout, love the Fallout universe. It is. I can literally like lose myself in that all day, every day. All day, every day.
Very quickly, just to give a small shout out to our Ko-fi. If you guys would like to ask our guests or us any questions, feel free to reach out through our Ko-fi. Because we have Ko-fi questions that we're going to answer.
How did you see my message before you said that, or did we just have the same brain at the same time? Because I just, like, as you said that, I clicked enter on a message that said, like, pretty much exactly what you just said. That was insane.
I heard both of you typing. I think that was like, yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Good job.
Somebody clip it. It's recorded. We can run it back. I heard like furious typing, like
I made sure
hacker,
to
like
it
I'm
on
in
the
typing.
so they couldn't hear this typing,
from
but
both
you guys could.
You.
That's so good.
That's
But from our Ko-fi,
hit them. Let's get through this.
Jenna would like to know, what is your favorite character bit?
Ooh, it's kind of like a character themselves. I call her Discounted Jester, and she likes to make people laugh, and she likes to just be a little bit silly.
I love that. I love that so much. How do you make a bit not be annoying though? Because a lot of bits can be very, very.
That's when you have to. That's when you need to be very in tune with everybody else's characters. I don't like this term, but it's the only one I can think of right now. But it's kind of like a read the room type situation. I don't like that phrase because it's a bit ableist, but in the way that it's pay attention to what's happening in the story and other people's characters. When you are somebody that comes in as comic relief, you are not there to be comedic all the time. You are there to do it strategically and with intent, and that is the secret behind it.
Gotcha.
Queon.
my answer to that is like my favorite bit that this is just something that I always sit into. I always turn into a flirt somehow. Don't know how it happens. I'm always flirting with somebody. Do I know how it happens? No.
Do we care? No.
Yeah, absolutely not. Hey, stop shaming me. But it genuinely does make for
we
good story
encourage exclusively here.
If you do it right, it can lean towards a very good story. Specifically, like, you don't always have to flirt to actually want to flirt. You can flirt just to get information, or you can flirt just to get out of something. I think the problem is I do this in real life, so this is how this happens here.
You have to put yourself in, a little bit of yourself into your characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Authenticity, babe.
Yes. I think it's just really fun, and it's just a fun way to like just explore and venture out in some things. So yeah, just, you know, flirt, kiss a bartender, flirt with a guard.
Do it.
Kiss the king. Do what you want to do. Like,
I do,
but there is a time and place for all of that, though. There's not,
and
like,
this is
don't think that you should do all of that stuff just because it's like, oh well, this is what my character would do. If you are literally with a spear at your throat, it's probably not the best time to try and flirt with the guard. Probably not the best time. Or don't flirt with your party members' parents.
That's when you whip the girls out, I think. That's what I would do.
Thank you, Puck, for clipping that. That is amazing.
That needed saying.
Yeah. But now.
Oh yes.
Aetherius.
I just saw that.
You answer the question.
Really quickly before I get into mine, I do want to say I had, like, Queon and I played a like campaign together, like I've done like a series together, and in that, like, Queon played like this character was kind of in between two different love interests, like one from the past and one from the future. And the story I'm talking about, the story we did with the all black, all queer cast.
Was it? Are you talking about when I played
it was
Joshua?
like,
no, Joshua was
yes.
Joshua loved you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, you played both.
Got you.
Joshua and
Noah,
the other character.
Noah.
Yeah. So it was this very weird kind of like thing. Yes. And I think that is like there are a lot of good examples of what you were describing. I feel like in that where that can like really like further the story, because it makes the romantic connection between these two characters that much more like real, so that when something does happen and when there is devastation, which you know, it hurts that much more.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now your answer.
But remind me of the question, and I asked it, and I gotta remember.
Your favorite character bit.
Your favorite character bit.
Oh, that's right. My favorite character bit, I don't even need to fucking think about this, is from Castleton in the form of a character named Not Kevin. So I played Phineas Revelborn, who was the host of the like Hunger Games style games that all of the lovers and stuff were playing. And so he had an assistant whose name he refused to learn, and so throughout the entire series they are referred to as Not Kevin, to the point to where their name reveal towards the end of the series is like an emotional beat towards the end of it to actually learn Not Kevin's name.
The name Kevin,
and I love that.
I think of Up. Kevin's a girl. Every single time.
I have never seen Up because I don't want to cry. I don't want being sad.
Yeah, no.
But that's my favorite bit. I love that. And it turned into like AJ took Not Kevin truly and like made it a beloved NPC. It was something that like Not Kevin ended up having an emotional arc, this bit character. Like, it's one of my favorite things. I love when like stories like kind of like take on lives to themselves. But do we want to go to the next page or a Ko-Fi question?
I think so.
So we have one from Dennis, which is, what advice do you have for someone who wants to be a leader slash organizer within the actual play space? What insights you got?
Okay. It's kind of interesting because there are a couple different ways that people organize and do their channel. There are some people that choose to basically run everything themselves. That's very difficult to do. One of my biggest recommendations is get at least one or two other people that you can trust to help you in regards to at least social media or creating layouts and promos. But as for kind of like organizing, do not be afraid. I don't know why you'd be afraid of doing this anyways. I have created a personal Discord that is just me. And I throw tons of shit in there to help organize my life, as well as using Monday.com. Those things are incredible resources to be able to organize what you need to do, how you need to do it, when it needs to be done, because starting especially a TTRPG channel, there are a lot of layers to it, and the more you do it, the more layers that you're going to find that you need. It is not a simple task. It is kind of daunting, especially at first. But take it slowly. You're going to find new things that you're going to have to learn how to do all the time, and that's fine. It's a good opportunity to learn and grow, but utilize what organizational tools that you can to organize your life, because let me tell you, when it comes to scheduling a new cast, a new system every single week, it's a lot. And
I don't know how
we
y'all
have a team
do.
of like 10. We have like a team of 10, and we have rotating now 3 techs. Like, it's a production. It really is.
Girl, yes, I would.
Yeah.
There are always
That's so
gears
much.
moving and collaboration happening. Like, I truly am like so impressed and proud of like the level of like organization, but also there is this like very strong personal connectivity amongst like the team members. And I think that that's something that like not only does that pay dividends behind the scene and create an environment where creatives can show up and be themselves and can, but I think that that translates to the quality like of the work. To me, Roll D5 is a place that you kind of want to be, right? And so it makes showing up and doing this like not a, you know, before this I wasn't like, fuck, I gotta talk to fucking Queon now. God,
Gosh.
I gotta deal with this fucking guy. But no,
but
like I genuinely do love the group that we have here. So
such
yeah,
good group of people. And I tell people sometimes too, where it's like, there is not a single person that I'm like, oh, I gotta keep an eye out on their behavior, or I gotta keep an eye out on this. Every single person on the team, like, because we've created such a, it's more or less like a chill team environment. Give what you can when you can. You do not need to give all the time. We do this for fun. Treat it as such. And that's why there are so many people on the team, because not everybody can GM once a month or twice a month, but they do a bunch of stuff in the background that people may not see that help make the channel what it is. And I think in regards to like leadership, it's been really interesting. I'll kind of go to like a little story about it. As for me personally, I think of like growing up, all of the people that failed me as leaders or as adults or just as people. I think of those people and what I'd wish that they had done for me in those moments. And I take that, and when I come across somebody that needs something, I think, okay, well, what do I need to do in this situation to help them? If you are on the receiving end of this, there is a sticker in Roll D5 that says, do not apologize for that which you cannot control. And I will send that to people because, because stop apologizing for something you can't control. There is no reason for it. Nobody's gonna get mad at you. Nobody's gonna be upset at you. We had to reschedule a game this week, and we're like, all right, cool, we'll reschedule the game. Sounds good. Yeah, you take care of yourself. Because people are more important than anything else. And then as for the leadership of RD5, we kind of have a hierarchy, kind of, sort of, in a loose term, where we have me and Mika, which are the directors, we're the founders, and then we have our admins, which is Juli, Justin, and Silvia, and then we've got the rest of the team. Everybody kind of has their thing that they do. They know who to ask for certain things. They know what to do. And I'm really proud of the fact that the majority of the leadership in RD5 is a person of color. The only white person in leadership is me. And I love that because I can just, I kind of just hand things over sometimes and be like, hey, guys, you do your thing. And I'll just sit here and support whatever you need because they'll come up with these amazing ideas. I'm like, tell me what you need. That's all.
That's
you
so
can
true.
all do whatever you want to do, and I will make it happen because I believe in all of these people and what, like, envisioning that they have, because the people are more important than anything.
I do feel like on
stories.
I could come to you with just like almost anything. Like if I had a very solid idea and was like, can I borrow roll d5 for an evening to do this insane thing?
Yeah, sure.
Like I feel like you would be very receptive to that.
I have quite literally created a very, very crazy thing. A full document to be like, here's my proposition, and here is the first production of said proposition, and said, here you go, boss.
Yep. And I said, all right, sounds good. You'll have exactly what you need. Here's also this that we can help you with, because like so many.
I gotta get some of these tech goodies.
Have so
I'm
many
gonna catch you
good
in the parking lot.
ideas. I want to make it a reality for everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think the thing that I love the most about like the team that we have here over at RD5 is the fact of like everybody can do the whole like playing and GMing if we wanted to. But on the like to make this whole shebang run, everybody else has like, we all have our own like little niches where we fit in and where it's like, okay, cool, I'm really good at this, and it's like I can capitalize on doing all of this here, and you ain't got to worry about this. I've got this part. I'll clean out the Google Drive. Don't worry about it.
That was great.
Or it's like I'll create a calendar for XYZ. I'll take the meeting notes or something like that. And it's like it's really nice that there is like something for everybody where it doesn't feel like we have to be exactly. Where it's like we don't all have to be everything, and if we do need something, we can rely on the team, which is really nice.
There's always somebody that's willing to help.
Yeah,
it's great.
I love that. Like I'm somebody where my strength is like ideas, is coming up like conceptually, like, and being able to not have to then go through every single step of building the plane that just like popped into my head, but being able to focus on the actual like, you know.
Also
I'll
here,
produce, I'll make it happen.
So good.
It's
so good.
Whereas like if Aetherius would send me just like, hey, here's a voice note, this is what I'm thinking, let's make this happen. Easy day, we can make this.
Can someone clip that? Can someone clip that moment right
compliment?
there? well, no, just that commitment that like, you know, I just
the thing for
want
me
that
is,
on
like,
record. Thank you.
I get so many messages over here where it's like I don't pay attention to all of it, but one thing that I will always have near me are these headphones. So I will at least always be able to listen to what it is. I may not respond immediately, but it's like once the brain worm is in there, it'll come back in like 2-3 days. It's like, oh, this works out. This is how we do this. Like, cause my brain is always working on trying to make something actually work. So it's like, as long as like it's there somewhere, it's getting worked on somehow.
Yep.
So yeah, reading stuff is very hard for me because I don't retain it as well as I need to. So, but listening to it is easy. Yeah.
I'm a verbal processor, so I relate to that.
Yeah.
I do have a
also very tactile. If I could touch it, easy, babe.
Someone also clipped that. I wanted just to use all of this out of context.
Leave my phalanges out of this.
So on today, let me I don't know if we already have a conversation about the L word.
Love?
I don't think so.
No.
Lust. Lesbian?
Lilith.
Oh.
Oh wait, say that again. I wasn't actually listening. I was too busy saying lesbian.
We can't hear you, babe.
Lilith. That's when the
Yes,
captions came in
so-
handy.
Oh,
no.
accessibility. That's what we be doing. That's what that's for. No, I read this thing recently that said like a majority of people watch stuff with like subtitles now.
Mhm.
But so on you are in Philly by Night, the Crit Award-winning World of Darkness series hosted by none other than Aaron My Laundry, also known as the wind beneath my wings. But yes, which is an amazing project. Like it is something that is so filled with love. I can't, they're not sponsored during this or etc. But I just
Wish.
we're both in it, and one of the things I wanted to ask you is that I've sat with a lot of tables with you, and we've actually been in series and things together. And Lilith, to me, stands so distinct from other characters that I have seen you play. And so I wanted to kind of unpack that a little bit about like where the idea for this character came. And then if you could also give us a brief introduction for folks who haven't seen Lilith in Philly by Night. I would love to get a read on that because it's very, very fun the way that this whole thing is set up. And so I think this is a good, like, give us the DVD extras, love. We want to see the special features.
So Lilith is a Tremere, and it's interesting if you watch like the first, because it was originally I think supposed to be really like a one shot that turned into like a branch of things. And
Crit Award winning.
Yeah. And so Lilith was actually decently different in the first episode, wearing a ton of jewelry, a pink jacket, short hair, and I kind of kept rather the same personality in a way and turned into something that I could use long term. So now she kind of she speaks a little bit more methodically. She has long white hair, wears one simple necklace, but she is very self-centered and selfish. Only thinks about her and her needs and the goals that she needs and things to do to get to where she wants to go. And that is very, very different, obviously, from who I am and who I normally play. So really it's just been one long challenge to where it's like, okay, can I play this type of character? And it turns out I can. It's strange, the things that you learn and adopt from other people, especially watching the way that they do their characters. Like, oh, that's a really good idea, I could do something like that and turn it into one of your own. And so she, a little teaser for what is to come in her story is something very, very closely tied to her name, Lilith. So there's going to be some interesting lore coming out about her name and who her, who turned her. I don't know if I can announce who is playing that person, but that person's already been cast. I've already gotten like voice note of what the voice sounds like. Top tier.
Will you message me on Discord? I want to know if it's who I think it is, and it's gonna like bother me if I don't know.
I will message later, yeah.
I will say, and we gotta drag Queon. I'm gonna like.
We gotta get Queon into
drag
this.
your black behind onto to Philly.
Whoa!
Philly by Night. Philly by Night cast, particularly the Camarilla, is so black. It is gorgeously, and it's so Philly too, especially now that I've lived here. Yeah. The authenticity of that, it is myself, it is Candace the Magnificent, it is Calamity, and Daryl Dorsey are the Camarilla.
You had me until you said Daryl. Now I gotta be on the other side just because we have a rivalry going. for every
Daryl
game.
You
is
and me can be
the
buddies
prince.
then.
Daryl is the prince of Philadelphia in Philly by
so
Night.
Of course he
good.
is.
It's
There's another
so
game
good.
that Daryl plays my dad in another game, and we just made him a god. So I gotta deal with that shit now.
You got some
Like,
you're working through some shit
like,
on that.
oh my god. So
I do want to say, like, on the Philly by Night thing, there is a beat, and yeah, in case you're wondering why we got Philly by Night on the brain, the announcement came out today that the series is going to be returning next year, so keep an eye out for that. Like, what's really interesting about Philly by Night in particular is that A, it did start as a one-shot, B, it is two concurrent tables, a Camarilla and an Anarch table, and this is before I saw like a ton of this, and it obviously wasn't the first, but like it was one of the first times I saw like a storyteller who was dedicating like time to telling two stories, and it started very slow, the interaction between them, you know, it was very minimal. But towards the end, like the Jean-Pierre and Lilith do. Jean-Pierre is who I play. I play a very cunty, like
It's
fake
great.
Toreador. And Candace the Magnificent is my sire. And before she turned me, she was my talk therapist. She was my psychologist. And so our like relationship is very healthy, very normal, and she definitely does not weaponize the like it's very fun.
Sure.
It is, but like anyways, there's this whole beat where I go missing, I get kidnapped by Candace, and it's a whole whoop. And everybody in the absence, because the last person that I spoke to was Lilith on the phone, assumed for like a bit, for some time, like the entire cast
that it was my fault,
thought that like you were catching strays about potentially like having kidnapped me.
Aaron led everybody on, and I was like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. I believed in you the whole. Actually, did not know. I did not know. But I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad. I didn't think that like Lilith would do that, but I'm like, would Lilith look the other way if there were like certain circumstances? Maybe, but this doesn't feel like that. You know, this feels very. But yeah, I'm so excited for that to come back. But I do want to get to the next question. Queon, do you want to take the next Ko-Fi question?
I do. So I think I don't want to ask the silly, goofy one yet. I want that to be the last one that we end off on.
Yeah, that's incredibly powerful.
But
thank you.
What is your favorite part about producing APs? Not just being in them yourself, but producing them specifically.
Oh, I love production. It's so interesting. I love setting everything up in OBS. There's something about putting all of the puzzle pieces together to make the thing work is so fascinating to me. I even spent like 4 days in California earlier this year helping out 10K Heroes with a whole bunch of classic voice actors, putting together this huge 24-hour charity live stream where me and my friend David, Chris, a bunch of other people were helping run everything in the background. And it was actually really interesting because all of my work and stuff that I put into like learning OBS and the scenes and everything actually came in really clutch once. So my friend David is kind of, he was like the head producer, was kind of like there to assist whatever he needed. And we're like 14 hours into this thing. And it's during a pre-recorded segment, and David looks over and he's like, all of the sound is gone, and we're looking at the scenes in the audio mixer, everything is just disappeared and gone. And he's like doing a couple things to try and get it back. I look over, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what we need to do. I was like, put your OBS into studio mode. And so it's in studio mode. He's got like the live on both sides. And so I was like, okay, on the first screen, have, this other scene. And we're just going to go back and forth quick because we transitioned the live stream to my laptop, so I was running it at the same time, so then we could figure it out. So I just said, go really quick back and forth between the scenes and everything will show up. We go back and forth between the scenes, everything showed back up. And the sigh of relief from like a studio executive like that was sitting there, and everybody else was like, oh my god, because we were in oh gosh, I forget it's a famous studio in LA, and so we were using like soundboards, like the whole everything.
Yeah.
And we would have had to stop the live stream and reset everything up, which we had come in like 2 hours early, and even the night before to set everything up. It would have been a nightmare. And David was, I mean, he's like, I am not kidding when I tell you this. You saved the entire weekend. And I was like, because I had realized, because there was at one point it happened on RD5 where I had added music, but it wasn't showing on the live, and so I was just like, oh, what if I just switch the screens real quick? I switched it back and forth and everything showed up, and I was like, oh, nice and super simple, so easy. And I did not know it was going to come in so clutch at this random point in my life. But it was that weekend and everything there, and doing all of this for RD5 in the background. Like, I'm running tech right now. I'm the one doing tech. And I was like, I want to do this more. So I am reaching out to the people who were in charge of doing that live stream. And I'm like, I'm interested in doing contract work to come out and help you guys do this every year. I would like to do that. I want to be in the background. I want to be doing these things. And there's something about what it is, just making it all work, so then people don't have to worry when they're on stream being actors doing their thing. They have no worries at all, and the person sitting behind the screen running it says, hey, if there's an issue, we will fix it. You do not have to fully worry. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. And I love that.
Oh, you're better than me, because I used to run the same thing, like for back in the day. You know, I was a man of the cloth. Back in my day, I used to be a man of the cloth, and my church, we actually used to stream our sermons and everything. Yeah. So I would be back there and like, listen, this I don't care anymore. The only reason why I even went to that church was to be able to be doing that and learn those skills, because it was like, hey, this is volunteer work. Why not do it? I got like a couple.
Beat the Matrix on that. I think you gamed the system.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I did. So I'm sitting here learning everything, and then one day everything just went to shit. Like, our producers behind us, like, what do we do? And that was my moment where I was like, I know how to fix this. So I did fix it, but the amount of stress that went through my bones, absolutely not. Never again.
I don't know why, but I find that fun. Where I'm like, ooh, there's a problem for me to fix.
No.
I think it's my eldest child problem. I think that might be what it is.
See,
I think you might have
sitting here like, every time there's a problem, I'm the one who caused it, even if I didn't cause it. So I'm like, I'm not regressing in this. I'm not putting myself in these shoes. I want to be the person on the front street to actually
the problem, do it. You fix it. And I'd be like, I take your hands and I say, yes, I got you.
Yeah.
I think there was something really cathartic, and it's honestly like, it's amazing. First of all, it's an honor to be here with both of you. But like, some of my first experiences on screen happened here at Roll D5. Like, my first baby crawlings happened on this specific channel, and there is like this full circle moment that I'm kind of encapsulating, is where, like, especially on, as we get to peel back the layers and discuss like how we got here, right? Like, and I think beyond just things that are available either on socials or that people here and there, being able to hear from you, the person whose idea was the seed for all of this, what got you here and what got us here, and how this community has been shaped, I think has been like invaluable. I'm very happy that just Roll D5 in general and the amazing community that's been built out has had the opportunity to you've been like remarkably like vulnerable and honest, and have honored us with your story tonight. And it's been amazing to everything that you said just fell into place with like what I have already held for Roll D5. It was an origin story that like tracked so good. So it is an honor to. Oh God! Oh no!
What?
Oh God! I'm like, did you get raptured?
Oh,
no, you got raptured.
I'll
You disappeared.
Oh,
I got raptured.
I'll add a little bit of lore to that too. Actually, so I too was a person of the cloth. In a way. And what we did, so this was, 7-8 years ago now, and they're like, oh, introduce yourself, and I'm like, hi, I'm such and such. Me and my husband are video gamers. We don't go outside very often. But also we were dead serious. We still don't. We're big gamers. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, Asha Entz, who is also in the space, had so they've got a chronic illness, so they weren't always at the church, and it happened to be one of those days where they were able to be there, of which I think we're both way out of that life now, but came up to me and was like, hey, have you ever, like, I know you're a gamer, but have you ever done like Dungeons and Dragons? I was like, I'm a gamer, but not that kind of gamer. Look where I am now. And so she invited me over. We played like half a session. A week later, they called me up and they're like, hey, I'm doing a live stream and I'd love to have you be part of the cast because it would be a brand new perspective. So the types of questions, this also inspires some of Roll D5. Some of the questions that you will ask will be some of the things that new people will also be asking and wondering. And that's where that kind of came from for RD5s, where it's like, don't be a rules like lawyer where you feel like you have to know everything, because the questions that people have about this game are most likely going to be ones that we ask. Right. And so that's kind of where that came from too. I
think one of the things that I do like about Roll D5, whenever we are doing these indie TTRPGs, we've had our session zeros, we've played a little bit, and we've got to like a little bit familiarized with it, but for the most part it's our first time playing the system when we're on stream, right?
Genuine experience. Yeah, that's such
genuine experience. And it's like the person, if they happen to see it, which I love when the creators of the games happen to see what we're doing, and they're like, I'm so glad that you guys are asking the questions and are able to figure it out without being like, it's so nice for them to actually be able to see their creation. And I think the best part about that is like one of the things that the guides do, and I love the fact that we changed the names to guides, because it makes them less of like a rules lawyer, because they're guiding people through the game. And I love that aspect so much.
It was a lot of fun changing that name. The term just like game master or dungeon master always kind of gave me like an ick. And Silvia had brought it up at one point a couple months too. It was like, hey, have we considered changing like stuff? And I was like, yes, but I don't know what we change it to. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think Jenna Daggers was the one to say guide. If it's not Jenna, then I don't remember who exactly it was. But for now, the credit goes to Jenna for saying guide, to where we're like, that is so perfect, because they are also a part of the story. They are doing exactly that. They, like, just like you said, they are guiding the game. That's what they're doing, and it's such a perfect title. It's so good.
So good. So yeah, you've done amazing work here, by the way. The day where I was like, I called you my boss, and you were like,
that was so funny.
I was like, I'm waiting for my boss, not you on.
I was like,
Queon, I feel like we're setting what may become a trend of us just like love bombing the guests that we have because of their like shared affection for them. I have to say, on like, you have truly, and I would say like authenticity is very, very important to me, and I think that like with any platform comes a responsibility, and so I do my best to try to show up like authentically. Like I've talked pretty openly about like the mental health challenges that I've dealt with, and the time that I had to take away from like content creation in particular, and like both Queon and Aundawyn were some of the people in the community that like cared about me in my, I don't have object permanence, right? You know, like your boy got the neuro spice, like it's all and so, you know, it truly meant a lot to like know that there were people who were like concerned about me and who were so warm and welcoming as I entered like a new chapter and out of a crisis, and genuinely like both Queon and Aundawyn were like there on the other side of that. And
Yeah.
it is amazing to like to be on the screen with both of you and under this context is great. The joke is on both of you. This is all like just a ruse so we could hang out.
This was just
This is all just like, yeah.
I've
so
been
like
scammed.
you've been gooped, you've been got. But yeah, no, it is, you know, and on, oh my god, like I have reached a point to where like it can be like spiraling in thought and will reach out to Aundawyn like in real time to be like, I'm feeling and thinking a lot of things right now and I need to lay them out, and I need to like, I'm just, you know, or if I experience a singular emotion, I'm like, strange, weird, foreign, I don't like this. This is new, this feels weird and bad and wrong, and I need to understand it. And I know I can call on about like anything at almost any time. Like you know, you are, this is really truly, I'm lucky to have found family in the way that I do. And it's the kind of found family that's the introvert's dream, because I know that even if I don't talk to folks like every day and I like retreat into myself, as is the want of the like, you know, traumatized or depressed brain sometimes, knowing that there are folks that not only have acceptance but understanding and empathy on the other side of that is just it means something. And I encourage folks who are watching this, who are on the precipice, particularly if you belong to a marginalized community, because we need more voices and we need more presence in the space. But it is, to me, as someone who is like believe it or not, a lifelong introvert. Like when it comes to interpersonal things, I'm a completely different person. I'm a nerd for being on camera. I've like gone to school for it. Like I've done like, so this is like flow state, baby. This is Sudoku right now. Like my brain is elsewhere. I am actually building a to-do list tomorrow as
you're a nerd.
To you
are
right
such
now.
a nerd.
But yeah,
so
it is. I'm very, very pumped, and I like, it's important to me that like, I really have discussed at length that I think no matter what the size of your platform, like I respect people who use the stage that they do have or the influence that they do have for things that carry any kind of positive impact in the real world outside of the TTRPG space. And I've also seen both of you do that, and so I'm very, very happy and grateful, and this is very gay, and I'm like, I'm feeling feelings, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna
I mean, I can compile on those feelings because it's like getting deep talks. I'm tech. I can choose to mute you guys while I talk, so watch it. Like it's so fun when we open things up to have somebody else join like the team, and so we have a chance to like interview the people and just like talk to each other. And both of you were such an easy, like I like the other parts of my team have to tell me like, okay, we should take like a day to think about it, and I'm like, no, but I'm ready now. and it was great because it, like with both of you guys too, it's just like we're just like typing on the side. It was like, so if they say, if like we should tell them like if they say yes, we also say yes. We don't have time to think about it. And everyone's like, yeah, If they say yes, it's a yes. And like both of you came in with this just incredible energy, and it was phenomenal to watch and feel, because every new person that like comes into the channel on the team just comes in with like, all right, I am ready to go. I have these ideas, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do this, let's go. And we're able to make them work, especially because in like the interview type things, especially with like the one with Queon, we talked about like Like, what are some of the things that you would like to do? These are some of the spaces that we have that we may need people. What's something that would interest you? And you talked about like the talk show and bring that back. We're like, well, funny enough, we also have Aetherius. So this was also during that time where you needed to take a step back, and we're like, okay, I would love to like see if you both can do something together, because that's such an incredible strength that you both carry, is the way that you formulate with your words, the energy, the matching of the tone of the person that you're talking to, the chaos.
Aww.
And from there, having all of this play out to now the premiere, I feel so proud of you guys, because this is like all of your strengths being able to come in all at once, and it is just, I feel so happy and so proud. You are doing so good. I love it.
Stop it. Yeah,
No.
I'm not good. Listen, somebody's got to be professional here, and I can't gush and cry and all this other stuff.
Hey, you've made me cry on stream, so, and you got a
That was
certificate
the
for
job.
it. You
That
got a
was
certificate.
in the title.
It was, and you did great.
But yes, I think I like ending on like things on a high note, and I think we're getting to the point where it's like we're winding down just a little bit. I have 2 more questions for you, Dawn. This is from the brainchild of Aetherius.
Oh no.
What is something that you want people to know about not just Roll D5? I'm not doing this, but the Roll D5 community as a whole. And also, like, just to add on to that, like, how do you go about building such a good community? Because it's not just the team that we have here. We have a genuine good community in our Discord.
It's true. I always want to take people to like, actually I'll start that sentence over because I'll go there in a second. But our second crit nomination was safety and accessibility in the space. And I took about 2-ish hours to collect all of the things that we do and credit everybody who has helped, because we don't do this alone. We can't take credit for like coming up with all of these single ideas. And so whether we won the crit award or not, we didn't end up winning just because I think getting nominated is harder than actually winning. But
listen,
I was able to take all of those things, and they are now on our beacons page. So people have access now to what we use for our welcome sheet. It is something that says, hey, here are all of the things that you might be curious about before you say yes to a game. Or if it's something you need to reflect back on, here's all the information for tech. Here's the times, here's how things work, here is the full breakdown, especially because most of the community is neurodivergent. Having something to refer back to that answers all of your questions is perfection. And so that's something that I came up with, and we wrote this whole thing out. And then we have our safety document, which I share everywhere possible by Stella Luna. We took a copy of that and we made it our own. And anytime I'm somewhere, they're like, yeah, here's our safety sheet. And it's kind of like that single sheet of like entering those listings. I'm like, hey, I'll DM the person and not just like call them up. Be like, hey, I have this safety sheet if you feel like this would be useful for the games, if you'd like to use it. And it's been fun watching channels like actually continuously use it after that.
Right.
We do like, I even linked our form for casting calls. What does it look like? Here are the people that we credited for what their call sheet looked like, and here's how we do things. Here are the messages that we send people to say, hey, come be on our channel. Here's the message that we send in Discord that says, hey, here are all of the other details. I think that is crucial in this space, to have that information readily available, including especially a DEI policy. If you do not have one, I personally, this is my thing, I will not join your channel. If it is not readily available for me to look at and read through, that's an immediate out for me, because then I can't guarantee that you are a good channel to be part of. So we have all of those things readily available on our beacons for anybody to use however they want. And I think that is something that I constantly direct people to, that I continuously want people to know, is here are all of these resources, please use them. They will make you a better person, it'll make your channel a better place, and it will just overall just make things easier, because all of that is there for you. But as for the community, this is something that even I'm still like, how the hell did we do this? and I think part of that is because especially Juli and Silvia, who are part of the admin team, they had some negative experiences with other channels in the past, and they would be very open with me and Mika, especially when they came into our loving arms, saying, hey, this was this type of situation that happened, here are some things that we can do to kind of avoid stuff like that, or hey, we should start doing these types of things to help the community feel more involved. And if you're not part of the Discord, you may not have seen this notification announcement a couple of weeks ago, but we're starting a bi-yearly newsletter that's kind of just like a fun little, hey, here's some new things that we've done, here's the games that we've played in the past few months, here's some changes that have happened, here's some changes that are coming up, something to further give like transparency from the team to everybody else. And another part of that too is I have issue with channels that I do not know who's involved. And I think that's really important for community, because we are so very open about every single person that is involved in the channel, what their like little title is, what they do, the things that they come up with, everything. And if I see a channel that I have to go dig deep to find out who's even involved, I don't like that. I need to know these people so then I can vet them for myself and kind of know what kind of channel they are. And I'll be honest, most of the time, the people that will hide who is involved in the channel, they are all people that look as pale as me. That's not,
I didn't want to say
that
it.
is not good. And I will say it because I'm going to call these motherfuckers out on their deplorable behavior.
Right.
Don't do that. Be open about your team, who you are, and what you are and what you represent is going to be what comes into your community. So because of all of these things that we have done to build up the channel, it's out there for everybody else to bring that type of positivity and encouragement and DEI out into the world. It comes back to us, and it turns us into a place where people want to tell their stories, and we say, all right, let's tell your story. As long as AI is not involved, we'll tell your story.
Oh, don't get
I gotta say,
started
like,
on that.
as I'm sat here, I think that like I kind of reverse engineered, and I think I don't know if I have the whole formula, but in terms of the alchemical mix that has allowed Roll-E5 to create this community that has like sustained itself on positivity, like where the difference is, how it's able to kind of it's an internal thing wherein we have a lot of times people their efforts at diversity and equity start and end with either casting or recruitment. Right? They decide that they need diversity, and so they will pull creators of color into their respective discords and into their respective communities, irrespective of if those communities have the kind of cultural like wherewithal to be places for those like creators of colors to thrive. And it's this idea that like inclusion onto itself is not enough, right? Especially when so often inclusion can be so self-serving. The idea of dehumanizing folks and using them as window dressing or as keys to dangle in front of your like your audience. I think
I've got one.
Yeah,
it's literally
it
what
takes
it is.
a step like beyond that, where it like that is not the energy. And when it comes to matters of like culture, both in front of and like it publicly and privately, like the voice of the POC creators is always placed above all, and particular it's any marginalized community. Like, we do a really good job of listening, but it's that second piece. It's not about just like inviting in people from different cultures, because there is this foundational base work that has been laid, because the intentionality with things like our accessibility tools this culture has not just been created but cultivated, and it makes it so much easier than I think. That's the difference. It's like you can bring them in, right? You can plant these seeds, but like it really is that tending piece where I feel like a lot of people. And so I get asked a lot about like actionable things to do for your channel if you're interested in diversifying. And one of the first things I will tell folks to do is to not only take a look right at the hue and melanin of the skin of the people in your promotions, but to also look internally at your culture. If you do bring more people in of different racial or gender identities, do you have a community that is going to be like healthy and at minimum not harmful to those creators? And that is a responsibility that you would be shocked how, well, not you guys are like, but it's depressing. It's not, I hate it. So that's what I think the secret ingredient is.
And that kind of leads me to two things. One thing, accessibility. I need to actually reach out to the Court Awards, because I think the winner of the layout for next year, I think a requirement needs to be a captions box, because I noticed that the winner of this year's didn't have a caption box, and that made me mad. So I need to reach out and do that. So if you don't have a caption box, what are you doing? It's so easy.
Right.
The other one is some people had noticed too, but I am on RD5 a lot less, like my face, because at one point we kind of just were like, it felt weird to where like it was mostly my face, to where it took away from everybody else in the rest of the team, to where I was like, I just need to make sure that people know that it's not me as a white person represents all of Roll D5, because that's not at all what this is. Roll D5 is so many people of so many different races, backgrounds, neurodivergence. I should not be the face. That is not something I want to be. Like, yes, I did found it. Great, excellent. But this whole team here is what actually created Roll D5. And so I have leaned more into doing tech and doing more background work, because more people's faces needed to be up front in a way of saying, hey, this person is super fucking talented. They need to be on screen more, because this person tells like some of the best stories. This person's voice acting is so cool. This person will bring out your daddy issues, Queon, because they play such a good father figure.
Oh, thank you. I was like,
I was like, I don't know where. But really quickly, I want to say hello to the Baddie Bards who have raided. Hi, welcome y'all. We're so glad to have y'all. Welcome.
So much.
Shout out to the Baddie Bards. They are a great channel. Like, I've had the opportunity. We've actually been talking about the series that Queon and I did on Baddie Bards earlier tonight. So good to see you, Blue. So good to see you, lovelies.
Of course. But yeah, I think like you've kind of hit the nail on the head, that this whole thing, like, part of the community is like, yes, we've created, like, you've brought in all these great people, but without these great people, this community,
absolutely.
There's been so many people who will just like bring you into the community just for a game, and then it's not a place where you feel comfortable enough to actually speak or talk or actually interact with everybody else. But that's not what Roll D5 is. Roll D5, it feels a lot more like home. It feels a lot more like this is a place where you can feel accepted. You don't have to sit here and put on like a strong face every single day. If you've got bad days, you could talk to people. If you've got rough times, you can talk to people. And like, if you just need space, you have the opportunity to have that. And if you just want to laugh and joke and be there for people, you could be there. You could do that too.
Oh yeah. We recently had a really big debate about celery.
I wonder who started that.
I wonder who started that.
I will tell you the actual reason that whole argument started.
I would love to know because
Like,
general chat went crazy.
it went wild over broccoli versus celery.
Yeah.
With that being said, hey, chat, before we get on to our last question, please let me know which vegetable you hate the most between celery or broccoli.
Here, you know what?
That's it.
I'll do a poll.
Like, yes.
Why is this even a question? Like, science has solved this. The answer is that broccoli is better than celery.
Correct.
Celery is
Listen,
disgusting.
I'm just compiling all of the information that I need so I can take it back to the arguer who was saying celery is better. That's it.
Yeah, let them know that like we as a society have decided this. We found this out. And yeah,
If
shout
it-
out to World Replica in the chat. That's right. Telling black gay stories.
If it's not in soup, I don't need it. Okay.
No, I don't.
But yeah,
I do not fuck with celery.
with that, before we move, like the last thing before we move on to our last question here. Uh-oh. Oh, this ain't about me. Okay.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
Oh, that was good. I love that. Jeez.
Thank you.
I'm recommending that
we're
to
sick of doing the heavy lifting, I
wait,
think, and so
They
that's
said
like
they didn't
appreciated.
hear me, so I might have to say that again.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? I just want to make sure that they can hear me.
I heard you.
I think it might have been OBS freaking out because it
Oh,
froze
okay.
for a second.
That's really
Oh,
So,
that makes sense.
TLDR, get yourself this book called Nice Racism, How Progressive White People Perpetuate Racial Harm. Because it's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you very uncomfortable. Sit in that uncomfortability because that means it is calling out something that you need to listen to and something that you need to feel in order to become a better person. Because that is what us as mayo-skinned people, I love that term for some reason. It's so
Egg-shelled
funny.
individual.
I
Mayo
love
sapiens,
it.
if you will.
And sit
Mayo
back
sapiens
and
is wild.
listen, because the TTRPG space is diverse and it's going to get more diverse the more we continue to do that, sitting back and listening and becoming better people.
Really quick, Queon, before we pivot to the last question, there's one thing I want to sneak here at the buzzer because I think this is a good question to do like a bit of an earmark. I want to hear from both of you. What is your hope for this show, Roll Detox, moving forward? What are you in this pilot episode? What do you hope to see moving forward as this project grows and as we bring in more creators and it becomes even like what direction do you? So we have a time capsule.
Okay, you up first.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're also
honestly,
answering this, Aetherius.
I think my hope is that it keeps going because it's just such a cool way. I don't think I've seen another channel do this. If there is another channel, please tell me. I'd love to know if somebody else does this. That also hand in hand does all of the TTRPGs and then talks about culture and talks about additional games, talks about like the content creators, does all of that in like one piece. It's such a and I will give credit to the idea for Roll Detox was Juli. This is such a brilliant idea to be able to have good conversation and get to know people on a deeper level, because sometimes all you see is the person putting on the cosplay, the voice, the other things, and being able to actually get to know them as a person is such a unique concept, and it helps us be better part of the community and be able to have that relationship. So I really just hope it just keeps going, because the more ideas and great things you have, the more that like we can sit back in awe at all of the great things you guys have come up with. and the questions that our Ko-Fi subscribers can ask at any given time can do. So I'm just looking forward to more of this in the future, that I can just sit here and just twirl my feet and watch.
You're answering this now, Aetherius.
Oh.
No, that's not how this works.
That's literally how it works, because
is...
I want to save my answer for last.
Oh.
We like cannot fist fight in episode 0. We've got to like at least make it to episode 1 before we come to fisticuffs.
Who said?
I don't know. I'm just making a leap of faith.
You're
that like not throwing hands in episode 0.
This is your show.
So right. Thank you. Well, that's the show, everybody.
Alphabetical order. Aetherius goes first.
I'll say my piece. I think that this is, to me, the type of project when I was dealing with like the crisis of the last year, that was very much like the light at the end of the tunnel for me, getting to come back to the community in this way where it is. And this is something that Queon and I and On have talked a lot about, is the interactivity with this, that this continues to be a conversation. Like the Ko-Fi is one means of that. The chat is obviously another, but that we find ways to be in this kind of dialogue with community and with like interesting and talented people from it. But the thing that I think the most moving forward that I'm the most excited about is to watch this show evolve and sophisticate itself, and to watch the same process happen for like Queon and I as we like continue to host this. And we talked a lot about ideas for the future, and even this small test case is such an affirmation, and like On said, that this is like a good idea. And so that's what I'm looking, I think, forward to the most. We have a lot of really cool things and different structures, and the vision that we have for this, to On's point, I don't see fully replicated. That's already represented tonight in this kind of episode 0, but especially as we build out some of the things that we have envisioned, some of the content we have planned for Roldy Talks, I'm really excited to see that evolution, and then selfishly to watch Queon and I get to evolve as like co-hosts. I think that is a very like fun thing to do, you know.
I look forward to coming back in a year and seeing what's different and being re-interviewed.
Honestly,
because it better be nice. This much chaos or else.
It might be, who knows, whatever.
I don't see more. Like,
I don't see less chaos at all.
Yeah.
So for me to answer this question, I think it's going to be a 2-parter for me. My first want for this is not so much as a selfish want. It's more so a gift, I guess. What I would like is for Roldy Talks to be a safe space for everybody in the community. Whenever you come here to talk, or come here for an interview, or come here just to hang out, it doesn't feel like you have to be whoever you are. If you just so happen to be somebody huge in the space, this isn't going to be a moment where we're like getting into the nitty gritty and trying to like get into your dark backstory or anything. What's your social security number? It's more so about just like enjoying being able to talk with people who understand what you're going through, people who aren't sitting here trying to make you break down and cry just to get the perfect soundbite, or just to get this perfect thing, or like we're not here to manipulate you or anything like that. I want this to be a genuinely safe space for everybody who wants to be a part of this community, because this can be the gateway to the community. This could be the first time anybody sees anything from Roll D5 or anything like that. I want this to be an open door for people to be like, this is a good space for us. This is a safe space. This is some place that I feel comfortable with. And more importantly, that they feel like they can trust me and Aetherius. Where it's like, they don't feel like they have to be scared because last time I got interviewed, so-and-so talked about something that I told them we weren't going to do. I don't want that to be what this is. I want this to be a good spot. I want this to be a refuge for people.
Almost
second
like a
thing,
place to take a deep breath and be who you want to be, and not like who you feel like you have to be because the camera's on.
Right.
It's more
Be
about
able to nerd
celebration
out.
than like that gotcha stuff that you were describing, wherein it's like you're trying to like
Yeah.
again get something that'll be TikTok friendly. I
doesn't-
love that idea.
It doesn't even have to be
specifying
like
that.
celebration. Like, yes, you can geek out about like the stuff that you've created, but if you just want like to like, we had a full segment talking about Lord of the Rings here. If you want to have that space to talk about something that you're passionate about, this is where you can do it. This is like a little bit of the peek behind the curtain for any of the creators. So it's like, yes, we know your products, yes, we know what you've created, and yes, we know you on stream as a personality, but this is where we get to know you as a people, and that I really love. My second thing, this is very selfish, I want a studio. I want a couch, I want in-person mics, I want I want us face-to-face talking, I want all of that. I want in-person guests. That I want all of it.
Why did my brain immediately go into, okay, how am I gonna make this happen?
like I want all of that. Because I think that, again, even if it is just like, even just at PAX or something like that, I want Roadie Talks to be able to be to the point where if we wanted to submit for just a live panel where people can ask us questions, we can do that there. I want us to be able to, I want us to get to the point where people want to come to see us talk about shit just as much as they want to see the person that we have there talking about stuff too. That's my selfish wish.
Oh, I think that's beautiful.
I love that.
Love
That's
that.
like visionary thinking. I'm like very much like,
I'm
sitting in that. I think that's
I'm
amazing.
366 days ahead right now.
Good, because that's usually where I'm at too.
But with that, I think this is a beautiful spot to come to an end. But before we do that, we have one last question from our Ko-Fi. And again, if anybody wants to help and get your questions answered specifically, because I think we've hit all of the Ko-Fi questions except for one.
This has got to be a really deep question if we saved it for last. I'm so excited.
And for the people who are interested in the Ko-Fi, it is only $3 a month. You get access to stuff in the Discord. You'll be able to get, you know what, let me just pull it up because
Queon and I are showing feet on the Discord, and we need you to know that.
That is a absolute blundering
we are
lie. That is a
dangling
blundering lie.
toes for Ko-Fi subscriptions.
So there are technically 2-tier options, but you get the same thing for each. There is a $5 tier. That's just if you happen to want to support us a little bit more. But $3 a month, you get a unique Discord role and channel. You get your name displayed on live streams during our break screen. It circulates. Get your questions answered by Roadie Talks guests. First look at any pre-recorded interviews and seasonal letters from a team member from Roadie 5. And I most recently did them and sent everybody some really cute little dragon bookmarks and a handwritten letter. But mostly this helps with our just average monthly costs, and to be able to buy more games and support more creators. So that's really just what it all goes to, is being able to continuously support the team and the other creators. So if you feel so inclined, do that instead of a Twitch sub. You get a lot more out of it. A lot more. We'd love to have you.
Just know that the money that you give to us on our Ko-Fi, is it Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi?
I say Ko-Fi.
I say both.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure
I also say coffee.
Yeah, some people say that too.
That's wrong. I had a visceral reaction to you saying coffee. I hate that. That's I don't know what's right, but I know it is.
I'm gonna go make some
I can tell you that.
Some coffee. Oh no, wait. I mean, I meant to donate to the coffee.
But the thing about donating to our Ko-Fi, you know that the money goes directly to us and it doesn't go outside and doesn't have to dip through and do whatever with the subscription through Twitch. You don't have to worry about any of that. Yep. And one of the things that I'm hoping that we get to one day, the more people who actually are able to add to the pot we can give it back to our community. If you think that we can do great things now,
Oh,
imagine
gosh,
what we can do with
so
a budget.
Cool stuff.
Imagine what we can do with a budget. Anyway,
I mean,
other than that,
Okay.
our last question from our lovely Ko-Fi members.
Is it really coffee? I hate this. Sorry,
They said that
somebody in the chat.
it's supposed to be
that.
coffee, so you can buy the creator a cup of coffee.
Exact. That's what I thought.
That it makes sense. I hate
It makes
that
sense,
on the
but
tongue.
I don't like it.
No,
I'm sorry.
I
I'm gonna
reject
say it now
that.
just to irritate.
No.
It's
You are
added to the rotation.
You are such a
On Change the Locks on the Future Studios,
will
we're
be.
already feuding.
Yep.
Episode 1, we're already divas, and I will not come out of my dressing room until Queon apologizes.
You think you're going to have a dressing room? You're having a trailer, babes. On the other side of the stewed.
That's fine. That's fine.
Guess I gotta be a leader now.
Somebody clip this so that I can use this in a future court case.
So rude.
I think you were closing the before you slandered me. I think you were closing the show. Do you want
I
to?
was trying to.
Do you want to
before
pick
I
that
was
back up?
slanderized.
I'll say.
But our going away question: what is your third favorite lizard?
I believe that one's from Jenna, isn't it?
That is a Jenna Daggers question. Of course, it is.
Very Jenna coded. We love you, Jenna.
Favorite lizard. Okay.
I
actually know this.
You do?
I think I kind of do.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I didn't have this in the chamber before Jenna asked it. I didn't have like the listing ready to go.
I didn't have mine in the chamber either.
But as I thought about it, I think that like my number one favorite lizard is Reptar. Number 2 is Gex. And I think number 3 is are alligators lizards? I feel like maybe are they lizards?
Technically, they're reptiles. They're reptiles, not lizards.
Okay, and then my third
Their
is
own
Monty
family of
Gator from Five Nights at Freddy's. That's my third favorite lizard. Is Monty Gator.
Wait a blood clot minute now. You went actual characters. I was going the species.
Oh, I can't. I didn't even know if an alligator was a lizard. We are not. Let's. It's always a look.
Hold on. Okay. Now, if we're going that way, it changes things.
Because
2 of those weren't lizards.
Hey.
So now we know the third because you have no choice.
Right.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
That's kind of funny because you unintentionally went the route that I was going to go intentionally. I was going to say Trico from Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What is this?
But in regards to like actual lizards, I love the horned toad. Going to be my third favorite lizard.
Okay. Cool.
I want to know. I think y'all are right. I think that Jenna was likely asking for lizard species. I stand by my answer. I retract and regret nothing.
Which is so funny
well, if
because
that's the case,
that's who we are going to raid is Jenna Dagger's channel when we're done here.
Oh.
I think my third favorite lizard, if we're going to the Aetherius and on route, I think it would have to be one of the NPCs that I have, and I know I told you that it doesn't count, but it's Auntie Tamise. 100% is Auntie Tamise.
Oh my god!
I love
Auntie Tamise.
Like Auntie Tamise.
We're getting some deep world replica lore.
Auntie Tamise
oh my
isn't
god.
the world replica stuff. It's just the fact that it is Auntie Tamise is an NPC that runs through all of Baddie Bards, and I have adopted her, and she runs in she is now in my universe. So I cannot have a game without at least Auntie Tamise in there somewhere. And she is an alligator woman, and she's phenomenal.
That's so cool.
She's great.
Can confirm. I do, Queon, at one point, especially because I feel like so many of them are in chat. We have got to have the cast of World Replica on for an episode at some point. Good. That would be really good.
I'll reach out to Danielle to get us a larger layout.
We might not get the full cast at once, but we can get them in. I don't know what is this lizard? I don't know. I think it's 1,000 orange-headed lizard or whatever. He's so cute. He's got like an orange head and just like an all blue body. He's so
orange head.
I stand by my animatronic answer.
He's adorable. Oh. So yeah, that's
Did you put it in the Discord?
I did
no,
not.
I just Googled it.
I'm not doing homework, Queon. I'm not doing fucking homework. I'm just gonna take your word that it's cute.
But yeah, so with that, that has been our return of Roll Talks. If you want to have any lasting words that you want anybody to know before we give our final outros.
Sure. I'll kind of talk about what's coming up on Roll Day 5 as well. But just kind of an outro for myself. My name is also known as Aundawyn, and for those that missed the Lord of the Rings segment, my name is based off of the river Aundawyn from Lord of the Rings. But
a lot of on lore drops tonight.
Yeah,
like if you want to know some shit, like thank you for you were really vulnerable and it made the whole
I
like
loved it. It was fun. I felt safe talking to you guys and being vulnerable. So one of your hopes has come true. So you can mostly find me behind the screens for RD5. Occasionally my face will be there. But other things I'm doing, I'm in a couple projects coming up. One of them might be a Lord of the Rings short campaign. Maybe, I don't know. So, I mean, who knows? Just kidding, that it actually is. But more announcements of that will be happening. And yeah, just anything else you wanted to hear my random thoughts. And I actually, Queon, wasn't I told that there was some sort of post that I made that you were going to use against me?
Oh, there was. I don't think I'm going to use that against you today.
Oh.
However.
Ooh, that's a good hook for the next episode. Like, find out the emotional blackout next time.
Well, I have that to look forward to.
Honestly, it was the simple. You roundabout answered what I was going to use against you in this already. Because it was about there was something you had posted about like building a community, and I was going to get you with that from threads, but it's fine. I also would like to start using
You're gonna
terrible
send it to me,
terrible photos I have found of you online.
I mean, I know I make silly faces, and there are screenshots of weird shit.
Listen, I won't use the things you have sent me in confidence against you, but
my front facing,
but other things posted.
My front facing camera, like, hi. Oh my gosh, incredible!
So good.
I love this friendship. But yeah, anything else you want to know about me and my random rambling and thoughts, just find me everywhere as Aundawyn. And then things that are coming up on RD5. The 16th was supposed to be Call of Cthulhu, but that is getting rescheduled, so that will be coming up soon. The 21st, we have Sleepaway. The 27th, we have Monster Hearts. And October, did I say November?
No.
Okay, because in my head, I feel like I said it, but I...
You didn't even say a month.
Nice. On the 30th will be Fight or Fright, which the creator of the game actually reached out to us, talking about how excited they were that we're going to be playing their game. So that's going to be truly wonderful. So
love that.
Some wonderful stuff happening. Each of them will be charity streams because we are raising money to help some of our team members get to PAX. And if we don't raise enough to get them to PAX, it's okay. The funds, anything that we make this month will be split evenly between them, just to help them live a bit more comfortably, bring a little bit more peace into their lives. So anything you can donate is great. That's all going to be through the Ko-Fi. That's it about me.
You got anything that you want the people to know before we get out of here?
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey everybody, my name is Aetherius Bordeaux. I am an AP actor. I feel like I'm probably most well known for like advocacy actually within the space. To me, it's not lost on me, and this is something that I think is important to point out in this very first episode, Queon, because when Queon and I are both black, obvious spoilers. I know. I look, I don't make the rules. And we are both identify as some flavor of queer, and I feel like so often in these spaces there is this culture of scarcity
right, that I have seen like infect where it's like this attitude that there can only be one person. There's only room enough for each archetype, and it is something that like I've seen a lot of folks even internalize, and it's worth pointing out that this, I feel like, really is the antithesis of that. This stands in direct face of this idea that like y'all, you can have more than one black person on screen, and it like
and nothing
everybody
bad
survived, right?
And nothing
like
can go wrong.
no
it all went
nothing
right.
happened. But yeah, I first I'll say that, but then second, yes, there are a lot of things you can catch me in, which I'm super excited about. One thing that I am just going to reveal off top, because I talked to On about this earlier. This is a project in progress, but I'm going to be sitting at the table with Aundawyn, and the first time in a very long time, and it's going to be in a series, and it's going to be in an Arctic horror series. It's giving you The Thing, baby. It's giving you like paranoia. It's giving you survival, the Dilatov Pass, if you will. If you know, you know. So yeah, it's called Thermia. That's going to be over on Streaming Rainbow. It is still in like its pre-production phase, but I'm very, very excited to be doing that. Right now, every other Tuesday, soon to be every Tuesday, if myself, Paige, and the rest of our cast can continue to bully Arclight Court as we are doing off screen, I am in an X-Men production, which has been such a fucking blast. I have to tell you, it is amazing. This is taking place at a satellite school. This is after a terrorist attack happens on Professor Xavier's school in Westchester, and this is now a satellite school that is opened up in Alaska that is headed by Headmaster Logan. Wolverine is the headmaster of in this story that we're telling, which is super interesting. In this last episode, y'all, the way that I had a crash out on Gambit and the way that Arclight's like Cajun accent made it is so good. I mean, we are all playing very traumatized teenagers, and I cannot wait to share some of those moments up. But that has been so much fun. I've loved playing that character, and it's been amazing. And then also just to like put my tits out in the breeze a little bit, if I may, I am looking for some projects for 2026 in particular. So I don't know, and I think both of you guys have probably heard this or experienced this to some extent. Sometimes I think people have a preconception about like your level of availability or what you'll say yes to before asking, and it's something that like so feel free to ask. I'm looking for projects. I will work with channels of virtually any size, as long as you're telling a story that I view as worthwhile and I have some kind of emotional or intellectual connection with. I'm good to go. But yeah, that's all that I think I have coming up. Oh, and then yeah, follow me, vampire_himbo on Twitch. Do it now. Follow me, vampire_himbo. I'm watching you. Do it. Thank you. Do it now.
Trust me, you want to see us both in Philly by night.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be amazing. But yeah, so when I solo stream, you get the notification. Thank you. Thanks, babe. Your turn, Queon.
All right, hello, you beautiful people. I am Queon Story. I go by Brother Queon across all the internets. Thank you all for coming out for this. I think the big thing that I have going on right now, you can catch me over on Crit Hit Chronicles in our Scream series, where I'm playing a very Lex Luthor inspired character who is definitely not currently being investigated for a murder that he may or may not have committed, but you will have to tune in to find out if he committed that one or more. So good luck on that, babe. Other than that, I've got so much going on. Some stuff I can't talk about yet because it has not been released and touched the light of day. But the other thing, actually, I feel like two things I could talk about. Going to be sending you over to Jenna Dagger's channel, where you can also see me over there playing Siege, which is a zombie killing tiefling guy who has no trauma whatsoever. He just wants to go home to his fucking family.
You're also gonna see some really cool shit coming up with Queon and Amber Ascension.
Oh, I forgot about. Oh shit. You can also catch me over on Amber Ascension, where I am playing Auric. Just your lovable fuck boy. He's great. He smokes a cigarette and just does a whole lot of fuck shit. He flirts with anybody walking and called somebody a good boy and they broke. It was great.
And I did accidentally name my character Queon.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
So I named my sister On because of that.
Yeah, payback. It's
so
great.
yeah, payback. It's great. But yeah, other than that, if you are in the San Diego area, you can catch me there at Mysticon, where I will be playing in a live play of Daggerheart, which I am so excited. We are playing. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be me, Just the Human, PG McGaw, Arcane Anthems, and Fish. It's going to be so much fun. We are going to cause all of the chaos. So please, if you have not gotten your Mysticon tickets yet, please go ahead and grab those. Other than that, thank you all for coming out. Be kind to everybody else.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was wonderful.
Thanks, babe.
Be kind to yourself, be kind to everybody else, and have a good night.
See y'all soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.